That Offset album is ridiculous.
Yo, track 1 got me, bro.
Track 1, ooh.
Album of the fucking year.
You got it over
rap album.
So you got it over For All the Dogs.
Yes.
You got it.
Yo, stop saying that.
That's the version I got.
It's Fat D.
When I get that version, send it. I don't got that.
You heard Fat D.
Remember how I told you my phone will be.
What's your favorite song off that shit?
Or For All the Dogs?
How you spell that?
Huh?
How you spell For All
FORALL.
How you spell the acronym?
Huh?
How you spell the acronym?
FATD.
What?
FATD. FATD.
You made him snort.
FATD.
It's FAT. It's bro.
What happened?
FAT. You got it. I think it's over that.
You got it over Utopia?
Yes.
I'm only just bringing out big albums of the year and shit.
For sure.
Wow. Okay, so another long project, right? I think the Offset album was about 21, 23 songs.
And I think
same ballpark.
18 out of 22 songs or whatever it is.
You liked?
Phenomenal.
Ooh.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, I'm mad excited when SaVon likes something.
Me too. This nigga be
He hates
hating
all the
everything.
music.
Yo, that's a great album.
It is. And I went into it.
Great album.
I went into it with no expectations.
Right?
His album sounds like, you know when artists say, "Yo, I wanted to take my time."
Yeah.
It sounds like a nigga that had a finished product at a point, but actually took his time and was like, you know what? Let me kind of refine things that I like, that I don't like here. And I do want to start going into projects with that no expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was really refreshing. I enjoyed it.
Yep.
I think my favorite song, Bust My Watch. And I think for me, what stood out personally, the importance to know when to work with different production.
Right.
That is what stood out for me on this project. You know, he's known for always going back to Metro and Southside. And he did go to Metro and Southside on this project, but it's only 2 records. And I just heard Offset on beats and sounds that I've never heard from him before.
That's good.
Yeah. And
He's
it really
growing.
he's growing.
And me, like, as you know, as a journalist, what I really appreciated about this was he had a good old fashioned rollout. Like the promotion,
Got you.
the streams, just like organically people like talking about him. And now look at now everybody tuned in and he had a great week. And I'm happy.
What got me that I was like, nah, I gotta listen in is when he did the I think it was a 24 or 48 hours with Alive with Kai.
That
was so much fun.
Yeah, all of it worked. Like the marketing actually worked.
And the people that got people to tune into like him as a person because it's his personality shines so much. And then the music actually like backed it up. It was a perfect storm. You know?
I didn't see a lot of complaints around this album.
Yeah,
it's also projected to sell about 85 right now. I think I saw Academics post that it's projected to sell around 85 first week. And just for people that don't know, that is really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Especially because the numbers have taken a hit in terms of how streams are collected and how album sales are netted and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you what I expected. Those mid-level rap artists, for a good project, 40, 45, 50.
Yeah.
So for him to almost probably eclipse 85, that is very impressive. It looks as if he connected to exactly who he wanted to connect to.
Yeah.
And
he said on this project, this was the first time he got an A&R.
Ooh,
and
he
actually
did say
listened to what they were saying. Yeah,
he did say that. So he brought back the importance of an A&R. He brought back the importance of knowing when to switch up production
in the shows,
right? So it kind of sounds like he went back to the drawing board. I saw Bow Wow tweet this week. He says, "Yo, can we bring artist development back to the music industry?"
Yeah,
and to his point, I don't know if it is artist development, but just the care for these new art. You see these new art, we complain about them rapping over their dub voice on the vocals. They go out on these interviews and they're not media trained. Just the small things to come back is what I do want to see. But this Offset album, I think it's going to stick around. I like it a lot.
Did you guys...
Offset he's an artist. He's an actual artist.
He's Michael Jackson.
Not just a rapper. He's an actual...
He be dressing like Michael Jackson.
He's not Michael.
My fault. He be dressing like him.
He does. Yeah. But he's an actual artist. And I think he cares about the craft and I think he cares about the art. And I want to say rest in peace to Takeoff because they always talk about how they were students of hip hop prior to just getting into rap
in the shows,
right? And so when you study the industry, it shows. And I think this album, it just sounds good. It sounds everything that we claimed to want from Drake, he put in this. He put vulnerability.
Do explain.
He put club hits. He was transparent. The production value was there. I think it was cohesive. I think the collaborations made sense. Like for me,
you about to piss me off.
I could piss you off. What you want to do?
About to piss
what
me
do you want to do?
That's a good place to do it because it's a podcast.
What do you want to do?
You about to piss me off. Bro.
Go for it.
The content wasn't the same content Drake was talking about?
Talking about Takeoff, talking about, how that situation affected him, talking about being a father, talking about being a husband. No.
Wait, hold on. You talking about Father of Four or this new shit he just dropped?
He alluded to it. He alluded to it.
Okay.
He alluded to it.
So now I take you back to For All the Dogs when what's the song? Away From Home. Have you spun that album, that song again?
Nah.
I think everything you just mentioned was in that song because it was a recap of everything he's been going through. And a lot, like the hook on that is I remember. And he goes into talking about times of things where he remembers things. But we only got it on one song. And maybe I need to re-listen. The Offset just sounded like straight turn up for the kids, for the clubs. The joint with Don Toliver was for the girls a little bit, for the women.
Yeah.
I'm looking for that.
It just sounds good.
It just, okay.
You got him. SaVon's like, okay, you got me. It just sounds great.
Bro, like,
okay,
it just sounds good. It sounds like a good project. It sounds like somebody listened to it more than one time.
Bust my watch.
It sounds good.
Hey.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
He's a seasoned, Offset is really a seasoned vet
Yeah.
at this point.
I'm happy for
He's
him.
like a vet. So
really
he
happy
learned
for
everything
him.
and he applied it.
I liked his interview with Bobby. Did
Bobby
you guys watch
Altoff?
that? Yeah, did you guys watch that?
Yeah, I caught some of it.
Yeah. So he basically was trolling her.
Yeah.
It was good to see. It was a good watch.
And the internet, they was on his side after that interview, right?
Yeah.
It looked like, Offset stood up for all of the people that should have stood up for themselves when they visited.
And I like the separation from Quavo.
It really does feel like a separation this time around.
And it may be a little bit sensitive to talk about it because of the circumstances.
Right.
So again, I started out this conversation saying, rest in peace to Takeoff, because the Migos, they are synonymous. We will never be able to take them apart from each other. But there was a time where the industry, where the labels, where the people was trying to push Quavo as the one.
Oh, for sure. He was
Like
the hook man.
the Beyonce
He
of
was
the
the
group.
lead.
Yeah, he was the hook man.
The Beyonce, he was the hook, whatever it is. He was the marketable, all of that, right? He had the relationship with Saweetie, and it just seemed like the industry was trying to push him as the one. He had all the features on everybody's albums at that time. So it felt like that. I always believed that Offset was the one for me, and I think Takeoff was the most lyrically inclined.
Got you.
Personally.
Got
It's
you.
just my personal opinion.
We all got faves.
And
Yeah, we all got faves.
Offset was always my favorite. And so I'm happy to see him getting this moment. And I'm happy to hear him and see him, and not only being attached to the Migos, but being a solo artist and feeling and looking like a solo artist.
Actually, we learned a lot about his personality during this rollout.
Yeah.
Right?
People love it.
To kind of add separation to him and Quavo, like, I learned a lot, and I like that I learned a lot, because I'm like, okay, cool. Now, not only can I like your music, but I can like you as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like that Offset is having his like spotlight moment, because I know, I don't want to say like I know, but we know that him and Quavo are good right now. Like they have said it millions of times. They're like, oh, we're still brothers. So knowing that, it makes it easier to be like, okay, we're so happy for you, Offset. We're happy for you, Quavo, because there's no longer that like really bad tension that they had like last year or 2 years ago. So everything is good with them.
Hey man, good music is gonna always prevail. I'm very happy it's projected to do 85. That is very impressive.
In 2023, that's good.
That is very good in 2023.
Very.
I know before, back in the day, if you ain't do 100, if you ain't sell at least 100, it was a flop. Not these days.
Yeah.
Not these days. These days, 45 to 50 is a really good project. So salute to Offset.
That's legit my album of the year.